A patriarch and his legacy, introducing Jacob and his descendants. Jacob, also known as Israel, is a central figure in the biblical narrative, whose life and lineage have profound implications for the history of the Israelites. His story is one of faith, struggle, and divine promise, shaping the destiny of an entire nation. The book of Genesis introduces us to Jacob, a patriarch of the Israelites. Jacob's journey begins with his birth as the younger twin of Esau, and from the very start his life is marked by significant events and divine encounters. He is a man chosen by God to carry forward the covenant made with his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac. He is a man whose life is marked by both blessings and trials. Jacob's story is filled with moments of struggle, such as his flight from his brother Esau, his years of labor under his uncle Laban, and his wrestling with an angel. These experiences shape him into a figure of resilience and faith. Jacob has 12 sons, and these sons will become the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. Each son represents a tribe, and their descendants will form the nation of Israel. The names of these sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin, are etched into the history of the Israelites. Among these sons is Joseph, who endures a tumultuous journey of betrayal, enslavement, and eventual rise to power in Egypt. Joseph's story is one of the most compelling narratives in the Bible, showcasing his unwavering faith and God's providence. Sold into slavery by his jealous brothers, Joseph's life takes a dramatic turn as he rises to become the second most powerful man in Egypt. Joseph's story is one of resilience and forgiveness. Despite the hardships he faces, Joseph remains steadfast in his faith. His ability to forgive his brothers for their betrayal is a testament to his character and his trust in God's plan. This act of forgiveness not only reconciles the family but also sets the stage for the future of the Israelites. He ultimately reconciles with his brothers, paving the way for the Israelites to find refuge in Egypt during a time of famine. This reunion is a pivotal moment, as it ensures the survival of Jacob's family and the continuation of God's covenant. The Israelites' time in Egypt begins with this act of reconciliation and provision. Joseph, now a powerful figure in Egypt, has two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. These sons are born to him and his Egyptian wife, Asenath, and they hold a special place in Jacob's heart. Jacob adopts them as his own, ensuring that they receive an inheritance among the tribes of Israel. These young boys, born in a foreign land, represent the continuation of Jacob's lineage. Manasseh and Ephraim's inclusion in the tribes of Israel signifies the expansion and blessing of Jacob's family, even in a land far from their ancestral home. Their story is a reminder of God's faithfulness and the fulfillment of his promises. They embody the hope of a thriving future for the Israelites in Egypt. As the next generation, Manasseh and Ephraim symbolize the ongoing legacy of Jacob and the enduring promise of God's covenant. Their lives and futures are intertwined with the destiny of the Israelite people. Their lives are intertwined with the grand narrative of God's covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This covenant, which promises numerous descendants and a land of their own, is a central theme in the biblical story. The inclusion of Manasseh and Ephraim in this lineage underscores the continuity and expansion of God's promise. Their story unfolds in Genesis chapter 48, where we witness a pivotal moment of blessing and prophecy. Jacob, in his old age, blesses his grandsons, imparting to them a future filled with promise and significance. This blessing is not just a familial act, but a prophetic declaration that shapes the destiny of the tribes of Israel. Welcome to Bible Stories and Chronicles channel. If you like to hear beautiful stories from Bible, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you. A journey to Egypt, reunion, and reconciliation. Years pass, the sands of time shift, and the story of a family unfolds across the vast desert. The journey is arduous, filled with the trials and tribulations of ancient travel, but it is driven by a powerful force, the hope of reunion and the promise of reconciliation. Jacob, now old and frail, receives news that brings immense joy. His heart, once heavy with sorrow, is now lightened by the revelation that his beloved son Joseph is alive. The news spreads like wildfire, igniting a spark of hope and joy in the hearts of those who hear it. Joseph, his beloved son, is alive and thriving in Egypt. He has risen to a position of great power and influence, a testament to his resilience and wisdom. The land of Egypt, with its grandeur and mystery, has become a place of refuge and prosperity for Joseph. Overwhelmed with emotion, Jacob embarks on a journey to Egypt to reunite with his long-lost son. The journey is not just a physical one but an emotional and spiritual pilgrimage. Each step he takes is filled with anticipation and the hope of seeing his son once more. The reunion is filled with tears, embraces, and heartfelt forgiveness. The years of separation melt away in an instant as father and son are reunited. The air is thick with emotion, and the bonds of family are strengthened in this moment of pure, unadulterated joy. Jacob sees his sons again. The sight of his children, now grown and with families of their own, fills him with pride and contentment. The family, once fractured by distance and time, is now whole again. He learns of their families. Stories are shared and the bonds of kinship are renewed. The tales of their lives, their struggles, and their triumphs are woven together, creating a rich tapestry of family history. He lays eyes upon his grandsons, Manasseh and Ephraim, for the first time. The joy of seeing the next generation, the continuation of his lineage, brings tears to his eyes. The future, once uncertain, now holds promise and hope. This reunion is not just a family affair, it is a celebration of life, love, and the enduring strength of family bonds. The community gathers to witness this momentous occasion, sharing in the joy and the hope that it brings. It is a pivotal moment in the history of the Israelites. This reunion marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that will shape the destiny of an entire people. The significance of this moment is felt by all who witness it. It sets the stage for their future in Egypt. The land that once seemed foreign and distant now becomes a place of new beginnings and opportunities. The journey of reunion and reconciliation paves the way for the future of the Israelites, a future filled with hope and promise. The weight of blessings. Jacob's benediction upon Manasseh and Ephraim. Word reaches Jacob that Joseph is visiting. He gathers his strength for this significant meeting. Joseph arrives, bowing low before his father, with Manasseh and Ephraim by his side. Jacob, though weak, sits up. He insists on blessing his grandsons. In ancient times, a patriarch's blessing carried immense weight. It was not just a wish for good fortune but a prophetic declaration. It held the power to shape the destiny of the recipient. Jacob, aware of the gravity of this moment, prepares to bestow his blessings upon Joseph's sons, ensuring the continuation of his lineage. An unexpected turn, the crossing of hands. Joseph guides his sons to face their grandfather. He positions Manasseh, the elder, on Jacob's right and Ephraim, the younger, on his left. This arrangement follows tradition, with the right hand symbolizing greater blessing. However, as Jacob extends his hands to bless them, something unexpected happens. He crosses his arms, placing his right hand on Ephraim's head and his left on Manasseh's. This seemingly small gesture carries profound implications, challenging societal norms and hinting at a divine intervention. A father's wisdom, Joseph's challenge and Jacob's response. Joseph notices the crossed hands. He is troubled. "Not so, my father," he interjects, attempting to correct Jacob. Joseph believes his father has made a mistake due to his age. He tries to swap his son's positions, but Jacob resists. "I know, my son, I know," he responds, his voice firm despite his frailty. Jacob assures Joseph that this is no accident. His actions are deliberate, guided by a vision from God. He sees beyond earthly customs and recognizes a different order of blessing. The prophecy unveiled, a greater blessing for the younger son. Jacob, his voice filled with conviction, declares, "He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations." Jacob's words are not just a blessing for his grandsons. They are a prophecy foretelling the future of their descendants. Ephraim, the younger, will inherit a greater portion of the blessings. He will become a multitude of nations, his lineage exceeding Manasseh's in size and influence. The future of a nation, Ephraim and Manasseh's place in Israel's lineage. Jacob's blessing unfolds in the history of the Israelites. The descendants of Ephraim and Manasseh grow into large tribes. They play significant roles in the formation of the nation of Israel. Ephraim's descendants become a powerful force. They are central to the northern kingdom of Israel. Manasseh's tribe, while not as numerous, also prospers. It divides into two, settling on both sides of the Jordan River. A legacy of faith, the enduring significance of Jacob's blessing. Jacob's blessing on Ephraim and Manasseh continues to resonate. It underscores the importance of faith in God's plan. It reminds us that God's ways are not always our ways. His choices are not bound by our limited understanding. The story challenges us to look beyond social norms and expectations. It compels us to trust in God's wisdom. He sees the potential in each of us, even when it defies conventional wisdom. Lessons in Humility and Divine Providence. Timeless truths from Genesis 48. Genesis chapter 48 offers profound lessons in humility and divine providence. This chapter is a rich tapestry of faith, tradition, and the unexpected ways in which God works in our lives. It is a story that has been passed down through generations, carrying with it the weight of divine wisdom and the beauty of human experience. Jacob's willingness to follow God's guidance, even when it contradicts tradition, teaches us about surrendering to a power greater than ourselves. In a world where we often cling to our own understanding and traditions, Jacob's actions remind us of the importance of humility and obedience. His story is a powerful example of how faith can lead us to make decisions that defy human logic, but align with divine purpose. The story reminds us that true blessings come from God, and His plans are beyond our comprehension. It is a humbling realization that no matter how much we plan or strive, the ultimate source of our blessings is divine. This chapter encourages us to trust in God's timing and His ways, even when they are not immediately clear to us. The reversal of blessings also highlights God's power to elevate the humble. In a society that often values status and power, this story is a poignant reminder that God sees the heart and can raise the lowly to great heights. It challenges us to look beyond outward appearances and recognize the potential for greatness in everyone, regardless of their current circumstances. It encourages us to see beyond human limitations and recognize that God can bring greatness from unexpected sources. Just as a small plant can thrive in the harshest conditions, so too can individuals rise above their challenges through faith and divine intervention. This chapter inspires us to have hope and to believe in the transformative power of God's grace. The story of Jacob's blessing serves as a timeless reminder that faith, humility, and trust in God's plan are essential for navigating life's journey and leaving a lasting legacy. As we reflect on this chapter, we are encouraged to cultivate these virtues in our own lives and to pass them on to future generations. In doing so, we honor the timeless truths of Genesis 48 and ensure that its lessons continue to inspire and guide us. We will continue with another beautiful story from Bible in our next video. Subscribe so that you will not miss it. Thanks for watching.